Do you ever look at an old photo and wonder about the people in them? Like what stories they might have had, their dreams? Well, thanks to my mom's research, I can tell you about the people in this one from 1911. These are my 4x great-grandparents and their 7 kids. I'm Annika with Beyond Generations Genealogy, and when I first saw this photo, I knew I needed to bring it back to life. And with modern technology and skills that I've gained from my photography business, I was able to restore it. The Mahlman's family story is one of German immigration family legacy. We'll start with Frederick's story. Frederick Mahlman was born in Hanover, Germany on April 24th, 1850 to Henry Mahlman and Friederike Brinkmann. His early years were really defined by a political and social change in Germany, with agricultural mechanization going on. Around this time, in the 1850s and 60s in Germany, things such as economic changes and political unrest made a lot of people want to leave. And that's what Frederick's family did. In 1866, at the age of 16, Frederick, his mom, and his 2 sisters immigrated to America. They settled in Minneapolis during the nation's Reconstruction after the Civil War. At this time, Minneapolis was rapidly growing, going from about 2,500 residents in 1860 to over 13,000 in 1870. Next, we'll talk about his wife, Augusta Yaroshevsky. Augusta was born on August 24th, 1852 in Colony Brunsk in Prussia, to her parents Johann Yaroshevsky and Ava Miller. In 1856, at the age of 4, she immigrated to America aboard the ship William and Jane with her parents. Her family briefly settled in Wisconsin and then ultimately settled in Holden Township in Goodhue County, Minnesota. Frederick and Augusta married in Goodhue County in Minnesota on July 29th, 1875. They established themselves as farmers in the Prairieville Township, which is between Kenyon and Faribault in Minnesota. It's kind of fun to imagine life on their farm at this time. You would have in the glow of the kerosene lamps, the sound of hand pumps drawing water. They'd have been preserving their food in the ice house and doing all this while persevering through economic depressions and agricultural transformations. In 1905, they ended up selling their farm to their daughter Martha and her husband Samuel, which ended up keeping the property in the family. After selling their farm, they ended up moving to Kenyon, where they were very active in the church and in the community in general. Frederick and Augusta's partnership ended when Augusta passed away in 1912. After this, Frederick briefly moved to Montana before moving back to Kenyon and passing away in 1931. Now let's talk about the 7 children that brought their legacy forward. We'll go in the order of the photo. The kids are all sitting in the back row. So we'll start with Mary Marie, who was one of a set of twins that were born in 1883. Mary ended up marrying Frank Meese in 1906, but her life was cut short when she tragically passed away at age 32 in 1916, which was just a few years after this photo was taken. Next to her is Martha Amanda, who is her twin and also my 3x great-grandma. She married Samuel Winderlich in 1903, and then they ended up taking over the farm in Holden Township. She was known for her domestic skills. She did a lot of craft work, making rag rugs and patchwork quilts, which kept her family warm during the harsh Minnesota winters. She was also known for her culinary skills. She was best known for her mock angel food cake and her coconut cream pie. Martha ended up moving to Faribault after Samuel's death in 1948 until her own passing in 1963. Then we have Amelia Lydia, or Molly, who was born in 1879. She worked as a dressmaker before her marriage to Christian Mund in 1907. Molly ended up living the longest of all her siblings, passing away in 1977 at the age of 97. So she witnessed everything from the invention of planes to the moon landing, which is pretty cool. Then we have William Henry, who was born in 1890. He attended Faribault Business and Normal College in 1909, and when World War I broke out, he served as part of the Camp Exchange Department. But after the war, he ended up building a successful career as the assistant office manager for Nutting Truck Company and a salesman for Faribault Broom Co. He then ended up managing the Mahlman Apartments later in life, which shows the family's advancement from farming to business ventures. Then we have Clara. She was born in 1889. She ended up marrying William Pickett in 1909. Clara was a bit of an adventurer. She lived in Montana briefly, as well as California, which is where she ended up passing away in 1944 in Los Angeles due to complications with high blood pressure. Then we have Frederick Jr., who was born in 1885. Fred Jr. became kind of a cornerstone for the business community in Kenya. He married Esther Eigenbrodt in 1909, and he also owned a tire shop in the early days of automobiles. His shop was near the Kenyan Library, and he was well known for his skills in repairing bike tires, so all the kids in town would come to him when they needed their bike tires patched. Finally, we have Ida, who was born in 1877, the oldest child of the Mahlman children. Like her sister Molly, she worked as a dressmaker. Ida never married, but she lived with various family members, including Martha. She passed in 1960. This photo of the Mahlman family that I restored captures a moment right before significant change hit the family. Augusta ended up passing away the year after this photo was taken. The Mahlman family witnessed and participated in significant American events, including agricultural mechanization, World War I, and the Great Depression. At Beyond Generations Genealogy, we specialize in bringing these stories to life. From photo restoration to in-depth genealogical research, we help families like yours uncover and preserve their unique heritage. What stories are hiding in your family's photographs? Share in the comments below about an old family photo that intrigues you. And if you'd like help discovering your family's story, visit us at our website using the link in the description. And remember that every photo holds a story, and every story deserves to be preserved.